going to do a fun project with you today, and I'm excited to share it with you because we're not only painting some flowers, we're going to put a butterfly, showing you some simple little techniques to use to make that happen. And we are going to use a folk art multi-surface paint. And what you're going to love about multi-surface paint, I'm going to put a little bit more out here, is it's got the label on it that tells you that multiple surfaces, indoor, outdoor, and the beauty of it is it has a sealer inside of it. So that part's really nice. This is relax and paint. So I want you to relax and maybe sit there and have your cup of coffee or whatever, and be ready later today to either come back or grab your paints and let's paint together. All right. So just watch it, stop it. It's going to be there so you can go back and look at it over and over as you're learning the strokes. Don't forget to go check out practice strokes on Friday at noon, because practice strokes, if there's any stroke you're having a difficulty with, or you're like, I don't understand how she did that, I have those single stroke short tutorials that teach you all about the mediums that you might not know what I'm using and how to use each brush, what each brush is used for. Absolutely for beginners, but you know what? I've had some of my seasoned teachers, one-stroke teachers, that have gone there and said, oh my gosh, I finally saw what I wasn't doing like you. So be thinking about that, and let's get started. All right. So I love to share talents with you guys, our God-given talents. And I think that you're going to love seeing that anybody can learn how to paint like this. And I pick something for you to relax and do. So let me share that I've got, let me see what this color is. This is camel. So we have camel, magenta. I put a little bit of bark brown because we're just going to outline the butterfly. Wicker white, Prussian blue, and this is sap green. All right. Now I wanted a medium shade green, so I'm going to use this to get started. And all right, this has a little water stain there, but that's okay. So what I want to share with you is this is, you don't have to use a sheet quite this big. I'm going to show you what this is. This is the multimedia board. All right, it's nice and smooth. This is a gray tone, and it's so really smooth, so it's not like dry paper. I paint on a lot of canvas and wood, just to let you know. Because I paint so many pieces on here, sometimes I resort to using some paper, so I don't have so many canvases laying around. All right, so I want you to see that we're going to take an area. Oh, I didn't tell you the size. This one right here is an 11 by 14. So I do a lot of 11 by 14 canvases. So what I want to share with you is we're going to have a flower in the corner. Now you're not going to really see that much, but I want you to see where the center goes. The center is going to go right there. And that's probably the most important place that you see. All right. And then I had a branch going across here with greenery, some blue blossoms here. We are going to put some greenery out here. You see this? All right, let me show you. This is just going to be a vine with some greenery on it. All right, so what's going to happen then is I have some blue flowers coming up here and some long slender ones here. Okay, but what we want to do right in here is do the body of a butterfly. And the first thing we want to do is come up and come up. Okay, let's go down a little bit lower because you just can't really see that. All right, so I'm going to come here. What I want to do is have this go to here, and then we're going to have this come down and curve up. And you just want to try to repeat the exact same thing. So you can draw this on paper, fold it in half, cut it out, and then you would have the exact size on each side. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to come out here and have a little bit more of a design out here. And then we're going to touch and touch. There we go. See? All right, the butterfly's going to be last. So I'm going to get started and we're just going to have it really loose and fun. I'm going to use a 3/4 inch brush. I'm going to wet it. I do have floating medium on the plate. See that medium? All right, so the first thing I want to do is I'm going to pick up white. This is wicker white. Work it in and pick up some camel for some shading. Okay, I don't want it half and half. I'm just coming over like 1/4 of it, and I'm going to keep picking up white. All right, so I'm going to come out here from the center and come in. So I want you to see, I'm going to come over here and I'm going to keep picking up white. All right, so pick up white. See how I'm curving back the other way? Okay, I'm going to keep it coming here. I'm going to get some medium and some camel and then go back to white because I need this to fill in. So now see how I'm bringing that. It's real important you watch how I'm doing this. I'm coming out. I'm going to do the outside shape. See how the brush is leaning down? And then fill back. Now then I use the corner to kind of fill this in. Pick up white. Okay. Now I'm going to fill this in. All right, that's just the outside layer. Let's see, you can use a medium gray or you can use this tan to get this look. And then I'm going to lay some petals on top. Now look what happens here. All right, I'm coming up. I'm worried about this right in here. And then stand up on the chisel and slide back. Get more paint. And then slide back. So you get 2 layers. All right, so I start on the chisel. I push hard, I stand up, I push, I stand up, and then I come back to the chisel. So we start and end every stroke on the chisel. All right. Now what I'm going to do is let that kind of dry before I put anything else there. All right. And I am going to come in here since I've got this on my brush. Okay. I'm going to come right along here. Get some more camel. All right, so let's go to this side. Here we go. Just because I already have that in my brush. All right. Now what I want to do now is let's get some of this green. So I'm going to come over with a camel and grab some green because I want it muted. See how nice and muted, more olivey. So we're going to do a mix, lots of mixes this year where we mix a color. You can grab some white. Then I'm going to take it off. And then every once in a while, we can grab some darker green. Okay. So I'm going to come along here. Just imagine you're on a wrap canvas and you're doing this. All right. So I'm going to come right in here. Now watch this. I'm going to push it down and stand up. All right, so I can even pick up a little bit of white. So you see it. All right, and then if I come in here and then pick up a little bit of white, you can see me doing that here. Okay, so I'm going to come up here. All right, I didn't show that very well. All right, I'm going to get a little bit of camel. And let's get some of this in here. All right, so I'm going to take some white with the chisel and bring it in there. Let me show you that again. So let's look at that. All right, so I'm going to come right under here. I'm going to add a little bit of medium and work that in. So I picked up some medium. All right, and then I picked up a little bit of darker green. Okay. All right. And then right in here, there we go. So I'm going to come right in here with a little bit of darker green. Okay. Now, what's going to happen is I do have a couple of stems there. We're going to have a stem here. All right, a little bit there. And a little bit of this green here. So see, this is the stem to go on some of these flowers. And then I just go around and put some greens here and there. Okay. Now, if I get medium, watch me, I'm going to dip at the medium and work into the color. We have a whole gamut of painting lessons, so you can get better and better. And I want you to see that we're on the chisel. So we're up on this, the chisel, the bristles. Then, excuse me, got it all over me now. All right, now watch what happens. I'm going to chisel, pressure, pressure, and stand up and slide back to the chisel. So we start every stroke and we end every stroke with the chisel. And then I can come right through here and get an extra vein. All right, so this is way easier to do it sitting down on the table. I just want to hold it up so y'all can see it closer. All right. Now I want to come around here. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to put the 3/4 down, and I am going to get a 12. Always wet the brush first, dry it off, and then we're ready to go. All right, so what I wanted to do is come in here with some medium and pick up a little bit of the soft green mix I made. All right, so it comes out here, and you're going to bring it around. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see how that green's added on here. Along here. All right, we also have some of the green right in here. Gotta get some medium to pick that up. And you need that medium because we're on paper and it will make it work really easy for you. Okay, oops, I picked up brown. I didn't mean to pick up that brown, so we'll go ahead and put that in there. Anyway, all right, I'm gonna wipe that off, go back with medium and the little bit darker green. Okay, there we go. All right, so then I picked up the soft green and it's over here too. Okay. Those shades are all put in before we do any detail. You know how it's got black details usually, or white spots or whatever. Okay, so now we're going to pick up the magenta and I'm going to double load 2 colors and I'm going to work it in till it's kind of muted. All right, so where this is going to go is right in here. So it's going to come right here also. And the body is going to lay on top of that. And we put a little bit of pink in here, which is the magenta. And then we'll add some brown on top of that, okay? Now, while I have that, I'm going to go ahead and put some camel and pink, okay? And so let's go up here. We're going to have some pink in here in the center. I just want you to see that you can create, see, this is just a few of these tan and white, or could be medium gray and white petals. That's how you would make a magnolia with just 1 row of these petals, a little bit different shape of leaf. All right, can you all see that? So that's just going to give us a little bit of that muted look. And then we're going to come right in here and, oop, I don't want a whole bunch of white. I want that camel and pink, okay? Camel and magenta. And so we're going for a watercolor look. So nothing's exact. You see that? We're just kind of tapping it. And when we're all done, this actually looks like flowers. All right. I'm going to put a little bit more detail into my butterfly. But when I go back to this, I can, oops, let me get some medium. All right, so I just wiped off my brush. I still have pink in it. And I'm just going to come in here with medium in the pink. Just put a little bit of medium. All right, wipe it off, get more medium. Just this gives you a little bit of a watercolor effect. Okay, so just a little bit of pink in there. I can put a little pink around here and there. So when the leaves are in there, you'll get a little bit of that color. All right, so also when I'm down here in this area, I'm bringing some pink in here, and it's just really light pink. So it's a little bit of white with that kind of dirty pink brush. We'll blend this color. Okay. Little bits of pink in here. All right, now while I have this here, I'm going to come in here with the same brush, a little bit of medium and a little bit of burnt umber. Okay, so what's going to happen here? See how I do that brown around the edge? Now I can just come here without using a liner. And I'm going to come right along here. There we go. And then I just get more brown and it's going to go right in here. So some of the pink shows. I side loaded the brown. Okay. And I want to wash this brush. And then let's go back to the brown. We're going to pick up medium. This is kind of fun. So when you see this butterfly, you'll see, oh, that's easier than it looks. So your base coat in color. And then you're going to come with the edge of this brush and you're going to paint in some shading. All right. You just keep making sure you have enough medium. And remember that green's on the outside there. And the key is you just try as hard as you can to make this side match that side. Okay. All right. Then we are going to make some little lines with a liner. I'm just going to go ahead and put a couple of big lines to start with. All right. I'm going to curve that a little bit. See how we're starting to shade the realistic part of the butterfly? All right. And we're going to go a little bit out here. A little bit out here. And I think I told you that we're still using that 12. All right. Now, I'm going to use a smaller brush and we're going to find that liner too. Here's our liner. And I'm going to use the 6 flat and we're going to pick up a little bit of white. All right. So right along here, I'm going to come right along in here. And this brush is not keeping me a good 6. The smaller brushes do lose their shape a lot quicker because they're just little small brushes and there's not a lot of brush to hold it in shape. Enough bristles, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just coming down here with some pure white. All right, and then we're going to come across here. This is a little bit longer today, but I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do a little bit of butterfly and flower work, just to show you you can relax and do something very simple, but makes a big difference as we're painting. Got water and other stuff going on here. Let's put a bigger dot here. And I'm not trying to make it, we're not like picking up exactness and doing exactness because I think it looks better when it's loose. All right, so this body on this one looks more like a moth. All right, so I need darkness and I don't really want black. So I'm going to put in dark green in here. And they have a lot of green in their bodies. Dragonflies do. I don't know if butterflies do. Okay, and then we will do more detail of that. Oops, sorry. Let's put script liner. And I'm going to get just a little inky. Lay it on a paper towel. Let's pick up a little bit more. All right, so I steady with my little finger. I touch and then I bring it back. got water in this, gotta be careful. So I touch here and I bring it back. All right, and you can even put a little teeny highlight along here. All right, then what we want to do is we're going to get this really inky brown here. And I'm going to just bring a little bit of illusion that we have lines here. You try to duplicate this on both sides. All right. I'm going to come here. See, whatever I end up doing over here, I want to try to repeat it over here. Okay. So we're going to have a little bit more darkness in here and in here a little bit. There we go. So there we go. Just a little bit of detail for butterfly. Sometimes I use the black instead of the brown. Okay. Now what's really fun is that we can take the medium with some of this brown and we can add a shading on the outside. Give you the illusion. So it looks like it's shadowing underneath. Okay. And we can also shadow under here. Just a little bit. Because we're going for a watercolor look, we are really being loose with everything, nothing exact. Come along here and make those look like they're underneath. So like this is under this one. Okay. Now what's going to happen on this side is before I go any further, I'm going to get some tan and blue and medium. All right, so what we want to do is to get this watercolor effect, we're going to just lay out some blue. Watch this. A little bit of blue. I'm sorry you weren't there so you could see that. With medium. So this would just be the shadowing in the background. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to bring some more over here. Now this is the shadow underneath. All right, and then we put a little bit of blue in here. All right, so now let's go in here. I'm going to come around and I'm just picking up not the floating medium now, but just a little bit. I have medium on my brush, but I'm getting the thicker, darker colors. All right. So see how this just gives you the illusion that it's a flower, but we are just going for a little bit of deeper color here and there. See how nice that looks? We're just going for illusion, just like, and the pink flowers, I left them kind of the same color, which is fine. But these, to make them look a little bit different and better. We're gonna just come in here and do that. All right, and all I have to do is come back in and do some green in there. Darker green, because we just have that light green now. There we go. Now, if I come in here and do some more of this fun green, okay. Look. So I just keep coming with the medium and grabbing some greens. Okay. So if I'm coming up here. So sometimes I like it to look kind of watery, watercolor. And sometimes I like to come in here and just do some darker, like a few spots, really dark. Okay. All righty. Now, last thing to finish is I'm going to come in right in here. And we are going to put some light green in there. There we go. With the dark green. There we go. All right. I hope you enjoyed this. I am going to sign it. Now look at it. There we go. So we're just having a little bit of good time. You can take, if you want to even do more detail, we can take and touch and pull all along here. Okay. Now, sorry, my printer started working. Hope y'all don't hear that. All right, and see how that shading under the butterfly, how nice that makes that. Okay. Just a little fun project this morning. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you next week.